Today we're going to talk about how to turn your crappy shop vac floor sweep into this. A mega smooth rolling floor sweeper that actually picks stuff up rather than just pushing it around. I'm going to walk you step by step how I made this so you can build one for yourself for just a few bucks. And this thing dramatically improves how your shop vac works, regardless of the brand that you have. But that's not really the point of this video. The real goal is to show you how to apply your woodworking skills to solve most any problem in your shop. How to brainstorm solutions, how to prototype fast, and refine an idea until it actually works. So let me start with what sent me down this path. Pretty much every shop vacuum that I've owned over the years has had a terrible floor sweep. They're usually just blow molded plastic that pushes the dust around instead of actually picking it up. A few years ago, we bought a household canister vacuum, and right away I noticed something different. The floor nozzle had small wheels on the back. Those wheels let it glide across the floor and hold the nozzle just a few millimeters off the surface. That tiny gap made a huge difference. It could roll over the dust and then suck it up. A simple idea, but massive improvement. So I bought a second household nozzle and started using it in my shop. And it worked, kind of. The problem was the size. It's only 1.25 inches in diameter, and bigger chips just clogged it up almost immediately. That's why shop vacs use larger hoses and inlets in the first place. And that's when it clicked for me. What I really needed was a shop-sized nozzle, but with a wheeled design of a household vacuum. So I decided to build one. Before cutting anything, I stopped and watched how I actually used my shop vac, how I held it, and the angle of the extension tubes, and why it wasn't working. I realized the angle mattered a lot. Too high and it just bulldozed the dust forward. Too low and it worked better, but it wasn't very comfortable. So instead of guessing, I measured it. I used my table saw blade angle finder, and I found that the most comfortable angle was about 50 degrees. With that number in mind, I built a quick mock-up on my bench. I fixed the angle at 50 degrees and added some spacers underneath to simulate how high I wanted it to float above the floor. Now I had something physical to look at, and this is where the prototyping really starts. With the nozzle positioned correctly, I cut out a bracket and wheels out of cardboard. Nothing fancy, the goal was just to help me visualize the solution. As I held up the cardboard to the nozzle, the ideas started flowing. How do I attach this to the plastic? Maybe zip ties? That's probably too flimsy. Screws? That feels a bit risky. Glue maybe? That's just too permanent. One by one, I eliminated the bad ideas and landed on a better one. A collar. Something that I could slide over the nozzle, clamp tightly, and give me a solid place to mount the bracket. While I was at it, I began to realize that I needed it to be adjustable. Handle different floors, different debris, even different people. At this point, I definitely don't have all the answers. But I feel like I've got the concept solid enough that I'm ready to start building a real prototype. I ordered some small luggage replacement wheels and threaded rod for an axle. They're inexpensive and it would work just fine for this application. While I waited, I cut the first prototype brackets out of 1/4 inch plywood. And I used the cardboard cutouts as kind of a reference. I refined the collar idea, trying a number of hole saws. It took a few tries, but eventually I found the right size hole and configuration that allowed it to slide over the nozzle snugly. Still, it spun with a bit of force. So I added a small screw that would clamp the collar to the nozzle. I took the time to grind the tip flat so it wouldn't damage the plastic as I screwed it in. When the wheels arrived, I routed slots in the side brackets and mounted everything together. It wasn't pretty, but it worked, and that's all a prototype needs to do. Then I tested it a lot. Shavings, chips, offcuts, the kind of stuff that the old floor sweep never handled very well. I adjusted the wheel height, axle position, the collar tension over and over again, and each test taught me something. The biggest problem with this prototype was making adjustments. Loosening the screws every time was annoying. Eventually it was time to update and upgrade my prototype. I added knobs instead of screws, which would thread onto some studs. The studs screwed into some threaded inserts. Threaded inserts, for those of you that haven't used them in the past, is just what it sounds like. It's a permanent steel insert that you embed in the wood after drilling the right size hole. If you're enjoying this type of project, please do me a big favor and take a second right now and give this video a thumbs up. And hit the subscribe button so you can follow along for the next project. I'd really appreciate it. I rebuilt the collar and redesigned the axle by adding a dowel that spanned between the two side brackets. Now the whole thing moves together when adjusted. The knob setup allowed for a much quicker adjustment. I ditched the little clamp screw and replaced it with a threaded insert as well. It works the same, but less chance of damaging the plastic floor nozzle. Prototype 2 was now ready for testing. And after a little more tweaking, vacuuming the shop floor finally felt effortless, and the pickup performance was worlds ahead. You know, I think I've come up with a pretty good solution. I'm going to make one more of these, take it apart, make one for the wide nozzle and one for the narrow, and then I'll clean it up a bit, shoot some paint on it, make it look a little bit more finished. I sanded the edges, rounded the corners, and made it look more refined. Then I sprayed on a few coats of satin black paint. Nothing fancy, just rattle can spray paint. After it dried, I reassembled everything using a light-duty thread locker, the green stuff, so I could take it back apart in the future if necessary. As I was researching, I ran across this universal handle. I decided to give it a try, and it turned out to be a nice upgrade. In the end, I made some simple modifications to make it play better with my hose setup. And I added some spongy rubber on the handle to make it more comfortable. I really encourage you to make one of these for your own shop vac. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it. But more importantly, I hope that this gives you the confidence to use the same process on any problem in your shop. As woodworkers, we already know how to think this way. We analyze, experiment, and refine our ideas. And those skills go far beyond furniture and cutting boards. If you end up building something like this or solve a problem with your own prototype, please drop me a line. I would love to hear about it. Well, that's all I've got for today. Thanks again for your time and support. Bye for now.